Mask, a 1970s superhero crime noir adventure, follows a retired soldier-turned-reporter who is given a coveted interview with a death row inmate. What he learns thrusts him into Atlanta's shadowy underworld, where he'll have to utilize his military training to survive being hunted for having information that could topple the most powerful ruling class in the city. This full-color graphic novel is available in hardcover, paperback, and pocketbook editions. Crowdfunding now through Dinales.com.
Look at that. We're live for another Joe Kane Adventure Hour. This is Tuesday, June 16, 2026. Hello to X from BitChute. Hello to Lurkers and Bots. Hello to the chat. Hello to George.
Greetings, everybody.
You stream every night because the stories are real, but the news, they be fake. This is where you say, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Be sure you get your copy of the Immortal Mask 200-page graphic novel on sale on my website, Dinales.com, CriticalBlast.com, and Amazon.com. All right, let's start out with Colonel Ataku Gatekeeper. Newly elected Mayor Shimo Suma Toyoji Sudo launches a program to crack down on illegal immigration in Ikabaraki, the prefecture with the most illegal immigrants in Japan. Now he has been found dead in a drainage ditch. His death is being treated as a suicide.
Yeah, right.
茨城県内で摘発された不法就労者数は2022年から4年連続全国ワースト1位で、その数は4年で 2.7 倍以上になっています。これを受け茨城県は外国人の不法就労防止に向けた条例案を提出し、今日の県議会で可決されました。条例案には県民に対して県が実施する不法就労活動防止施策に協力するよう努めなければならないなどと明記されています。県は真面目に働いている外国人への差別や排斥を防ぐためとして必要性を強調しています。警察によりますと、茨城県下妻市の須藤豊次市長が隣接する八千代町の排水路で遺体で見つかりました。現場の状況などから事件の可能性は低いとみられ、遺書などは見つかっていないということです。須藤市長は昨日午前中公務があり、帰宅後昼前に再び外出したということですが、夜中に家族から行方不明者届が出されていました。今、辛さや生きづらさを感じているという方には電話や LINE で相談できるところもあります。誰かに話すことで楽になることもあります。相談してみてください。
I don't know if that was an infomercial. What the hell?
No, that's just a standard Japanese newscaster reporting the thing politely.
You sound like an infomercial.
Because it's soothing. Why should we upset you with the news of the day?
Yeah, I want to buy something after they finished.
You know, this is brought to you by Toyota, Honda, Mitsubishi. Also by Tokyo Zamposi. Anyways, so apparently the mayor of the city, of the prefecture, is found dead in a ditch. You know, no suicide, no, but we're going to rule it suicide. for being stringent.
Yep.
That's quite the that's quite the leap. Hey, this guy started to bring order to his part of the country, and he's found dead. This becomes a detective story, George. This is like a Japanese detective story already. Zygo! Japanese fans went to Walmart in Dallas after the Japanese-Netherlands game, and people online started joking that it was Walmart's first date without any theft. From what I saw in the comments, a lot of locals were saying that the Japanese crowd was really polite. No fighting, no messing around, just calm and orderly. Some even said they wouldn't even mind if they stay a little longer. It's interesting how just behaving normally can stand out much in those certain places.
Yep.
So they're in line. They're orderly coming in and coming out. No problem. See? And now you know why everybody jokingly, unjokingly says, we'll trade you California for Japan. By the way, since we're on a Walmart thread, Elon Musk is not shoplifting cheese from Tesco. So this is from Dux responding to Amy San Marco. Elon Musk is a trillionaire, but it's definitely the people on Snap ruining your life. So yeah, so apparently people are stealing cheese that they have anti-theft
cheese business?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. It's like you know why? Because we've played videos where these individuals on Snap grab food, eat it while in the store, and then put it on a shelf.
Oh, gross.
Mm-hmm. So they won't have to pay for it. I took my bite. I did it. Now you have to actually rip the bag and it'll send an alarm off. It's like, you stole it.
Yep.
And we know which people they are. You don't have to say it. They're so dumb that they videotape themselves or they record themselves. Videotape is a boomer term. They record themselves on their own phones.
It's the thieving people.
It's the thieving people. Thieving. Speaking of which, Carly, the European when they get back to Europe after enjoying our fine cuisines. Right?
I'm not eating this. It's beans and toast. You love beans and toast. No, not anymore. I like cheeseburgers now. I want cheeseburgers, and I want chicken wings, and I want ranch. We don't have ranch here. You can't keep asking people for ranch. I'm gonna keep asking for ranch until we get some. Okay? I don't know if you've experienced it. You haven't been to America, bro. I was talking just how you were talking, right? Beans and toast is great. Who doesn't love a nice fry and bread sandwich? Delicious. You could dip it in some soup. Tasty. I went to a place they call Culver's, okay? And everything there was delicious. The burgers were good. The ice cream was good. The fries were good. The sauce was good. The fucking chicken was good. Everything there was delicious, and they didn't have any sort of soup or beans. Okay, well, honestly, how good could it be if there's no soup or beans? Come on. You don't get it, man. You don't get it. You don't get it. You just don't get it. I'm gonna take you to Chili's with me. Chili's, it's an American place. I'm gonna take you to Chili's with me. You're gonna see. They have this thing called a triple dipper.
Hey, you want to know a fun fact about Chili's?
It's got chili.
Yeah. But the other fun fact is it was co-founded by Carroll Shelby.
Who's Carroll Shelby?
The guy who did the GT Mustang.
No way.
And Cobra. And the Ford
Is it the movie Cobra?
GT40. Yeah.
Jesus.
One of the best muscle car designer in the world.
And he made a fast food restaurant.
By as a side gig, he wasn't even doing it. He just gave the SEMA to his son-in-law.
Holy smokes!
Mm-hmm. But
That's
he's
awesome, man.
Yeah, but he's the co-founder for that.
Hey, can you sign my car and my chili?
The International Chili Contest was created by him as well.
Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah,
What's next?
Oh yeah. People are starting to notice things, George.
Oh yeah.
Wall Street Maeve, when Jimmy Carter purchased the teachers union's endorsement in 1979 by establishing the Department of Education, the U.S. was number one in education at that time. 46 years later and $4.1 trillion later, the U.S. is at number 40. We are, however, number one in cost per student.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Huh. Funny. You make a Department of Education and you go down the drain to 40th place.
Over regulation.
And actually teaching things that kids don't need for the places that there are, because it used to be a time, George, when you were at a certain location, you learn for certain things that the economy needs for that city.
Civil economics.
Mm-hmm. And not for globalistic things, which becomes federalized. So what happened? It become monopolistic. And what happened with monopolistic? Innovation dies out, George.
Hey, kids, look at what's going on here. It's really awesome.
It's really, really awesome. All right, leading report. And the Major League Baseball league warned players that they violated the league rules after 3 pitchers from the San Francisco Giants appear on Friday's game with Bible verses written on their Pride Night cap. Says similar behaviors will not be tolerated. That's rich, George. That's so rich.
It's things like that make go,
Roy Schneider. It's Rob Schneider. Said he would be willing to pay for all the penalties for any players doing that. You don't need to do that, Rob, because Vice President J.D. Vance says Trump won. We don't have to do this anymore.
It's all over, man.
It's all over.
It's all over.
It's freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech. Well, and if you don't know, the Attorney General of Florida is now launching an investigation into the MLB, Major League Baseball, after they worn 3 giant pictures simply because they wrote Bible verses on their Pride Night caps.
What?
Yeah, A.G. Uthermeyer. Do you practice religious discrimination in Florida? Major League Baseball, you'll be hearing from my office soon.
Oh, snap.
The verse that the pitcher says, wrote on their cap says that the rainbow is a symbol of a covenant between God and all living creatures.
Yep.
Yeah. So, look, one could say they co-opted the rainbow from the Christian to put in for their pride. Yeah.
So what happened to this pride thing? Is that still going on?
I think some prides are happening because there's still some money left over. but but as it continues to dry up like a drought, you'll start seeing more and more people are like, we're not doing this. You ain't getting paid, you know? Eric, Senate leader John Thune tells President Trump and MAGA that he's powerless to alter the filibuster or pass the Save American Act. It's just math.
He's such an asshole. It's his job to wrangle the people together to get the votes.
Yeah, that's why you're a majority leader, and that's why you use your majority whip to get the people whipped up for it.
On conversations with him, how does this go?
Oh wait, we did look at the pattern where his state, which is, I believe, South Carolina or South Dakota, are one of the places where illegal immigrations are voting.
Oh,
I wonder.
Oh, the pattern starts to look a little more interesting now.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Over because the way he types it in his True Social post, it's pretty aggressive. He thinks you should be doing more,
and he's passionate about it. And we are doing everything that we can, but it is a function of math. I mean, we are bound by arithmetic in the United States Senate. The votes currently aren't there. We will continue to put the Democrats on the record and insist on votes on this. But if you tried to attach it, for example, to FISA, it would tank FISA. And so, we will move, once we get Clayton done, we'll move to FISA, try to get the Democrat coalition back together so we can actually pass that and put it on the president's desk. But, and we will look for votes, additional opportunities to get votes on the SAVE Act.
What about housing? You've got a deal, potentially a buy. On conversations with him, how does this go?
Newscasters just call out his
True
bullshit,
Social post, it's pretty aggressive. He thinks you should be doing more.
And he's passionate about it. And
yeah, it's bullshit. Moving on. Are you angry yet? If you're not angry, you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be calling this guy out and saying, hey, why are you doing your job? Right? But, the president's going to make an executive order and make this, and then following that, it's going to move. It's going to work out at the 11th hour because it's always at the 11th hour, just when you're about to pop. The critical drinker, because Clarkson Farms actually has likable character. Clarkson Farm, on that bombshell, Amazon spent over $1 billion on their new Lord of the Ring TV series, and more people watched these two. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I heard about this Clarkson Farm. What is this? Like the duck people?
It's Jeremy Clark from Top Gear.
Oh. And he's done something?
He bought a farm, and then he started chronicling how the British government is fucking him over on his farm when he's trying to just have a nice farm. And basically it's a documentation of the struggle of the farm, that he's actually becoming a folk hero because he's highlighting all the problems that UK farmers are having to the public.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. And it's actually really good television because you're kind of learning all the struggles. For example, he wanted to open a restaurant on his land to sorts his, meat that he has cultivated, from porks and all the cows and everything. It's a vegetable. And then he had a fight with the city council because they're saying that it's not allowed. And he says, on my property, it's on my land, why can I not do it? Because you're ruining the aesthetics of the community. Is what the council came.
Oh no, the community looks so ugly, even though it's on your land, and no one will see that beauty. Oh no,
right?
This is like a bullshit version of the HOA.
Exactly.
We don't like how you park your car in your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I would say, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
I remember one of the stories we did a long time ago.
Yeah.
Was a guy parked his airplane in his driveway.
Yeah.
And it wasn't interfering with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody got, and then all the neighbors got together and dismantled it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what? You wouldn't dismantle a boat, but you would dismantle a plane?
Yeah. That's why I don't care for HOAs. Oh, yeah. No, and then the laws, they change. Oh, now you can't do this. So F him, he can't sell these pigs that he got, for the money, because now it's over costing more than it's worth raising them. So, you should watch it. You'll find it interesting.
More farm stuff.
Yeah. It's a farming good time. Okay. All right. Lives of TikTok. OMG. Denver Public School Board just voted unanimously to dismiss the LGBTQ teacher Jennifer Hunka after she reportedly made female students kiss each other and graded them on it.
Oh, holy smokes.
All right, we got to listen to this to see if it's true.
I move that the board hereby accepts both the evidentiary and ultimate findings of fact of the hearing officer, the recommendation of the hearing officer that Ms. Jennifer Honka be dismissed on the grounds of incompetence and neglect of duty, and that the board enter its written order as required by TACTA that Ms. Honka be dismissed with immediate effect.
Neglect and incompetence? No. That wasn't incompetence, nor was that neglect. That was exploitative.
Yeah.
They gave her a lesser charge than what she did.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, the floor is now open for debate. Seeing none, Ms. Atwood, would you please call roll?
Director De La Rosa?
Aye.
Director Gaitan?
Aye.
Director Hunter?
Aye.
Director Klein-Molk?
Aye.
Director Sia?
Aye.
Dr. Torres?
Aye.
Mr. Youngquist?
Yes.
Thank you. With that, the motion passes. Thank you, David.
They had to do that because they would have been sued out of their ass. If it was a couple years back, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have to. Look at them. They're not even happy to do this. And you shouldn't be happy, but you could tell they're dragging their feet.
Yep.
They're doing this because they know that the shitstorm would come upon their heads if they didn't do this. I don't see anything wrong making students kiss each other.
Probably were playing the Katy Perry song while it was happening.
Exactly. She's a music teacher, probably. Colonel Watkins. It was never safe. The U.S. government allowed the Unit 731 scientists to open a company in L.A. that conducted human experiment on U.S. POWs. That company kills thousands of Americans with tainted blood containing HIV/AIDS. This isn't even new. Blue Lives Matter. This is infuriating and has people wondering if our blood supply is still safe. Illinois Governor J.B. Plitzler just signed a bill making it illegal to knowingly expose others to HIVs. This includes through blood donations.
The fuck?
Yeah.
This actually passed?
Yeah, this passed. This through blood. The signature effectively repeals the 1986 felony law that criminalized knowingly spreading HIV through undisclosed.
Why the fuck are they allowing this?
Needle sharing or blood donation. Here's what you need to know. All right, we'll play this, and I'll give you my speculation hypothesis why they're doing it.
We turn down to Illinois after Governor Pritzker signed a new law that decriminalizes spreading HIV. Now, the new policy officially repeals a law that was passed back in 1986. There have been 8 people who were convicted on the law since it was enacted. The AIDS Foundation of Chicago says 80 have been charged, but For that foundation, this is just as much about breaking a stigma. We turn down to Illinois.
All right. So, George, do you want to give a thought before I give my thought? Or
I
do you
got
want to
no
hear my
thoughts
thought?
here. This is bullshit.
All right. So here's my thought. Right. We've chronicled throughout our show, the potato chips. Right.
Yep.
And we found out that the potato chip in their spike protein to puncture the DNA wall, the cell wall, was embedded with HIV sequences, correct?
Yeah.
And then, recently, certain doctors, like Dr. Peter McCullen and others, trustworthy doctors who's been talking about this, said that people are starting to acquire VDAs, right?
Yeah.
So, I believe this is a way to kind of delay or block or, make it harder for them to be held accountable, because there are people who took the vaccine, potato chips, and decided to donate blood. And not only that, they had HIV components in their DNA now. Because then people are going to be wondering, where did this HIV come from? And they start tracking it. And then the pattern emerges where, hey, if you had the potato chips, you may have HIV, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is a way for them to trying to sidestep accountability.
That's just sick.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What's this?
The theme from Star Wars. What was your thought of what you wanted to achieve there, and how did you go about it, both in terms of the music you composed and how you orchestrated it?
Well, I really worked backwards, Chris, because this piece is the last piece I wrote in the process of writing an hour and a half of music and so on, because I couldn't seem to get a sort of heraldic theme that had the heroic aspect of it that the orchestra could present in a short period of time. And I finally, in desperation, really just worked out this thing which jumps a fifth dom beam, that do sol, up, jumping up to do again, an octave higher. That seemed to me to be a direct, strong, heroic, clear, sonorous sound from the orchestra. And I smile when I hear it. There's just this is an inside thing.
All right. Very nice to hear.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, the temp music that they put was Ivanhoe.
Is it really?
Yeah. That was the temp music. Sir Doge of the Coin, wholesome. BBC News, North Korea says it will welcome British refugees fleeing from Keir Starmer's dictatorship.
Okay, that's pretty sad. That literally speaks how bad it is in Britain.
North Korea saying, come to the paradise that is North Korea. Florida Voice. The White House credit the Trump effects as Johnson & Johnson rolls out a $1 billion Jacksonville expansion. Johnson & Johnson Joaquin Duto. This investment reinforced our long-standing conviction that advanced manufacturing in the United States is essential to delivering innovative, high-quality healthcare solutions to patients at home and around the world.
Really? Yeah, I find that statement very fishy.
So do I. Well, do remember this has to be the manufacturing arm of Johnson & Johnson, not the pharmaceutical arm, or the spin out pharmaceutical arm of Johnson & Johnson, George.
Okay. So while they're making Johnson & Johnson toasters, they can also give you Johnson & Johnson pills to survive the experience of being beside a toaster.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, you're gonna need the toaster for the toasted bread.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Put it in the oven?
Oh no, not the oven.
I mean, who's
yeah, you know what? Okay, before we continue, my wife called me while she was at work. She goes, "I don't know what to eat." I go, "What do you got?" She says to me, she's got like a like a bagel and some stuff, right? I go, "Why don't you stick them in the toaster oven?" She goes, "We don't have a toaster oven. You just have a toaster." I go, "Okay, great. Just slice the items." Like the width of a bread.
Yeah.
Just stick it in the toaster oven, right?
Toaster.
Yeah, and you would toast it, especially the cut of the meat too.
Right.
And she goes, okay, that's funny, and she hung up on me, right?
She calls back.
And then a couple of days later,
yeah,
yesterday, there was a video on X.
Yeah.
A guy takes his meat, his steak that he cut, that's raw, sticks in the toaster.
Yeah.
It cracks an egg. It sticks in the other side of the toaster.
I don't know how that's possible, but
just follow this, and then think of one more item, right? in the second slot of the toaster. I think it was bread or something. So, it all got toasted. The meat came out. The other thing came out, right?
See, I can understand the meat. I can understand the bread. I just can't understand the egg, how that works.
Okay, see the egg. He pulled the crumb tray.
Okay, so he put it on the underneath.
It went through the toaster.
Yeah.
Right to the bottom, right?
Right, that's what I would expect.
Yeah. So he pulled out the crumb tray, and the egg's perfectly formed, and that's what I call bullshit on it, because there's no way for the egg to be perfectly formed, because it would have to go through the grid of that contains the toaster.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be perfectly formed. It would be broken apart.
And you have all that egg smell with all the yolk and everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to clean. Okay.
Yeah, so I showed it to my wife, that video. I go, see, it's true. It's on the internet. It's got to be true.
Oh, boy.
What's this?
So this is from Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon. Judge Ross has granted a motion to recuse in Georgia's voter row litigation. So the judge has agreed to recuse herself from the voter row litigation that's happening in Georgia.
Wow.
Presented before the court is the United States motion to qualify. The United States requests that the undersigned recuse herself from this case under 28 U.S.C. 455, based on the finding in a report from the Judicial Council of the 11th Circuit that an unnamed judge, since identified as the undersigned, attended a partisan political event hosted by a district attorney campaign. And then you look at the evidence that was included there. The report concluded that the undersigned attended the event, a private mixture that was part of a larger function that was undoubtedly partisan, political in nature. The Judicial Council report at 12, the report further determined that the undersigned attended only for the purpose of reuniting with former colleagues. It did not speak publicly, did not make any donation, did not otherwise engage in political activities while in the venue, and that the attendance did not appear part of a larger pattern of improper participation in partisan policies or politics. Nevertheless, the overreaching purpose of the larger events of which the mixer was a part was to promote a district attorney political campaign. and sponsored by the district attorney campaign or donors to that campaign. And the other side's attendance to the political event had the potential to erode the public confidence in the independent and nonpartisan nature of the judiciary. Based on media accounts, the United States assert that the undersigned attended an event likely hosted by Fannie William, the now former Fulton County District Attorney. Hold the phone here. When did they remove Fannie William as Fulton County District Attorney? Because I haven't heard news about that. Have you heard any news about that?
I didn't get the memo.
So that's news. Now, I do remember that she was taken away from the cases as, head attorney. She's been suspended, but now former Fulton County District Attorney means she's been removed from the position entirely. And that's something new. So that's whoa. According to the United States, considering Willis' affiliation with the Democratic Party in a role in prosecuting President Trump for election fraud, the undersigned attendance at the event hosted by Willis' campaign creates an appearance of bias in this proceeding. Under State Statute 4558, a judge shall disqualify herself in any proceeding in which her impartiality might reasonably be questioned. Therefore, the key question is whether the objective, disinterested lay observer fully informed of the fact underlying the ground on which the recusal would be sought would entertain a significant doubt in the judge's impartiality. And then continues on this, and based blah, 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 it grants that she disqualifies herself and recuse herself from the case.
All right.
Yeah, it's all right. So, yay. I guess the news is that Fannie Willis is no longer a district attorney.
I guess so.
And it was found in the court documents. Now, here's from MJ Truth Ultra. The medical establishment went into a frenzy today after RFK Jr. Very publicly stated that the vaccine-related SIDS studies are suspiciously being removed. What they're not telling you following the childhood vaccination schedule is that they may very likely be related to the development of autism and ... SIDS. Mother Nationwide have been ignored for decades, all saying the same thing. Their baby was fine until a week or so after taking a barrage of vaccine on the childhood vaccination schedule. This is an opinion from MJ Truth Ultra.
Vaccines. Right now, a child who follows the schedule is 108 shots. It's just too many. We do a much more selective approach.
Yeah, I mean, you go for a follow-up every 2 or 3 months, and every time you show up, there's this list of vaccines, and it's overwhelming, and you kind of put on the spot, and half of you thinks don't do it. The other half is like, man, it's your kid, and it's such a tough place to be. And I feel bad for parents because even with me, having the opportunity to speak to people like you, it's not easy. And there's no information out there. They don't tell you anything.
It's not easy being cheesy.
Well, they're not telling you is very important, but there is a growing body of literature that suggests this hyper-vaccination of just blasting the kids with a lot of vaccines at once. It's probably not any specific shot, but it's just all at once. It actually may be related to the development of autism and Asperger's and attention deficit disorder, or even sudden infant death syndrome. That a large number of the sudden infant deaths occur about a week after taking a whole battery of shots. The kids can get really sick with,
And then you add that with Tylenol, and then there you go.
Yep.
It's pieces. It's breaking it down for people to digest and process before moving to the next piece of the puzzle. Because this is highly emotional, because you're dealing with people's children who's affected for a lifetime. And the last thing you need to have is emotional parents being defensive that they allow their kids to be injected. And that's not the case. It's saying, look, these are the patterns we're seeing. Here's the information that's seen. Most likelihood your child was affected because of this policy. Yes, and it's going to be highly emotional. Highly emotional.
5 to 10 shots all at once, febrile seizures. It is disturbing to watch this happen. So there's no harm in putting things off for a while, spacing things out.
Yeah, space. The final frontier.
Yeah.
So, as always, talk to your doctor and decide what you guys want to do. You're the one living with that body, not the doctors.
Yep.
Empty True Ultra again. Holy effing crap. The planned attack on the White House UFC event was diabolical. So apparently, explosive-laden drones were planned to strike buildings near the event to spark mass panic and force a crowd evacuation. Fleeting attendants would be directed towards a pre-staged sniper team to shoot people as they ran. There was reportedly a possible second wave where attackers would storm the White House gates amidst the chaos.
Holy smokes.
The FBI learned of the threat on June 10, 2026 through Signal chat messages.
People still buy the bullshit that Signal is secure? Oh my God, that is so good. Oh.
Investigator identified 23 people involved in the discussion about the plot. From analysis of one suspect phone-related communication, the initial arrest was made in Cincinnati, Ohio. Via search warrant, multiple additional suspects were taken into custody. Report indicated at least 5 people in total as of June 16. Some suspect traveled to Freckenberg, Virginia for a final preparation.
Oh my gosh.
Have you briefed on the attack plans for the UFC event at the White House? There was the FBI thwarted an attack.
I haven't heard about it, no. But I watched the attack that I watched were the fighters. And he saw it too, by the way. He was sitting back home in his beautiful palace and he was watching it. And they were as good a fights as I've ever seen, right?
The best fight.
The best. They were.
So, hey, George, who got killed recently? It's not a trick question, George.
ISIS head honcho guy?
No, that was a couple of months. No, recently. Just recently, George.
One of those Hollywood actors that we liked a lot?
No. They died. I'm talking about killed.
Oh, killed.
Yeah. Like we sent a rocket to them.
Trent de la Raga?
Yes. Nino Guerrera. Where we sent a missile.
Wasn't he the super head honcho?
Yeah.
The big cheese?
Yeah. Funny. He dies and this attack fails.
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of coincidence, right?
Yeah.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. In a stunning 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court ruled parents are allowed to opt their children out of being indoctrinated with the LGBTQ plus propaganda.
Okay.
Congratulations. You gave parents rights to decide what's best for their child.
I don't see it that way. I see it like, oh, wait a minute. You just confirmed that the parents have these rights. It's not, they gave the rights to the parents. They just confirmed that the parents do have these rights and stop, screwing around.
Yeah, stop screwing around. Juanita Broderick.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Today, a few minutes ago, in the Middle District of Alabama, a grand jury returned an 11-count indictment charging the Southern Poverty Law Center with 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. According to the charges in the indictment, the SPLC is a nonprofit entity that purports to fight white supremacy and racial hatred by reporting on extremist groups and conducting research to inform law enforcement groups with the goal of dismantling these groups. As the indictment describes, the SPLC was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred. The indictment describes this conduct in detail, but one troubling example is that the SPLC was paying a member of the leadership group that planned the Unite the Right protest in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 that resulted in the death of one person and injured dozens more. This particular person being paid by the SPLC allegedly received approximately $270,000 over the course of 8 years. In total, according to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations Affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front.
Holy smokes.
Now, as the indictment lays out, after SPLC paid members of these extremist groups, it created work product that reported on these activities that the members participated in or contributed to. And to that end, it was doing the exact opposite of what it's told its donors it was doing.
Oh, man. Can you imagine being a donor and saying, I always support the SPLC, and finding out that you've been supporting Nazi the whole time in the Ku Klux Klan?
Isn't the SPLC run by black people?
Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, by the way, Wall Street Mabes, the National Alliance Group had collapsed from 1,400 members to 20 members in 2013. It was effectively dead and disbanding. Then the SPLC came in and started funding it to try to keep it alive. They wrote many articles trying to hype up the group as a threat. The SPLC boss funneled $1.2 million to a lover in a neo-Nazi group. Pair even had a joint bank account. So when they say fuck the Nazi, she was literally fucking the Nazi.
Jeez.
I mean, sometimes it's visual. It's better visual, right, than reading the musty old court documents. But here you go. It's a real thing.
Wow. All right, what's next?
Let's see. James Waters, the architect of Trump's Abraham Accord, just torched Obama's Iran deal.
I think the most important thing to remember here is that the president's bold actions have ensured that the enriched uranium, which is about 1,400 kilograms of 20 and 60% uranium, are buried in 3 sites as a result of Operation Midnight Hammer and the actions of our Israeli partners and allies. As a result, the Iranians can't access it. But if they could, they wouldn't be able to enrich it because that also has been destroyed. For the first time since 2006, the infrastructure that the Obama and Biden administrations paid for, that I suspect are being mourned right now, ultimately have been destroyed by President Trump, and so it's not an immediate threat. But in the end, it has to be removed. I don't know that downblending is the right answer. There is disagreement among the community. I think in the end, it has to be removed from the country, and it can't be in the possession of our adversaries. That looks like it's happening. And as you said, they get no rewards until they comply.
That's a good ironclad mechanism to enforce. The Obama situation. He's out on the Sunday shows saying, my deal was better, this deal's nothing. What's that all about?
Well, it's an absurd comparison because President Trump has eliminated the threat that the Biden and Obama administration attempted to manage. And all they did was fuel the problem that President Trump has had to resolve. We literally paid for the programs, the ballistic missile, the drone, and the uranium enrichment programs that the Iranians developed as a result of the JCPOA. President Trump has finally proved that the best verification is done by explosives. And so we didn't have to independently assess or inspect any sites. We had to destroy them. That's now been done. The military now has created a situation which Iran is completely defenseless. The patient's been anesthetized. We can operate at will. It's a radically different situation than the Biden-Obama administration. And so there's no comparison to the deal. We're in a remarkably stronger place thanks to the president's actions.
Well, expect fireworks on Friday.
Yep.
Surfing Santa's one of the several investigations. Gavin Newsom, former chief of staff, Dana Willison scandal. This investigation began in 2022 during Biden's term. Williamson is charged on several counts and enter a plea agreement with the DOJ. This means she'll had to give up something to get a deal. More details on his investigation are not public as of yet. So right here. The indictment in this case charges the defendant in violation of conspiracy to commit bank fraud and wire fraud in violation of 18 U.S.C. 1349, bank fraud, etc., etc. This document contains the complete plea deal agreement between Dana Williamson and the state. So. If Gavin Newsom chief of staff gave something up, Gavin Newsom is going to be SOL. George, SOL. All right, any comments?
Not really. It's just classic court stuff. You know, it's, oh no, look, we're getting sued. It looks like it's going to be legit. Oh no.
Maybe it's legit enough.
Hey, they're going to slap a fine on me. Oh no. I'm going to feel so bad about paying the fine and getting away with it.
Maybe. Depends, George. Depends.
Yes.
Polymark, DOJ announces the charges against 15 Minnesota's Antifa members.
All right, sure.
Also, Antifa supporters are going berserk outside St. Paul courthouse, wreaking havoc after leftists were federally charged with conspiracy against ICE. Federal agents are spraying them and holding their ground, make mass arrests. They should all FAFO.
Can you imagine that you're in a protest?
Yeah.
And you die from drowning?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. How did he die, Yana? Well, the medical report says he died from drowning. But Yana, the closest water source is the beach. That was like 20 miles. And the closest fountain is like, several blocks away. Well, then how did he drown going to a protest? Well, he got shot by a water cannon, sir. And he was stupid enough to yell at it. And he got a belly full of water. I can see that happening. Instead of ducking, they would be yelling, "You kid, you push me around." You know what's amazing? The more the news we do, the more it starts to look like there's less and less of these actors, protest actors, which means that the money's either drying up or the interest is drying up. And and what's crazy about it?
Right.
These protest actors, are they patriots? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, the Duke wouldn't take a protest acting job. Neither would Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson. No patriotic actor would take a a job like that.
All
right, what's next?
Interesting. Okay. So in New Jersey, this from Lives of TikTok, 5 women were injured in an acid attack in Jersey City. Police says 2 individuals drove up to the women on a moped and threw sulfuric acid on them. Police has not released a description of the attackers.
It sounds like some kind of ritualistic attack. Like, those kind of attacks only happen in like Pakistan, India, or the Middle East.
I guess that would be the case, George. So strange, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, what's next?
Johnny St. Pete. Elon Musk was supposed to attend the UFC Freedom 250 at the White House, and Dana White all but confirmed it, but he did not attend. Elon posted a video the night of how difficult it is to shoot down drones. My theory is possibly Elon knew about the threat and opted to stay home. I'm glad Elon is not taking any chances. He's one of the most important figures, not just for America, but for all humanity. He understands the evil of the left.
If the FBI knew all this information, they were JD Vance wasn't at the UFC, was he?
No.
So all key figures weren't at the UFC.
Yeah, so most likely that was Trump body double.
No, it was Trump there. No, that was Trump. It's just that they wouldn't have the entire cabinet in one location in a situation like that for continuation of government, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Elon, since he's got clearances above clearances and clearances that we should not talk about clearances, he probably was alerted and said, "Yeah, you know what? I'm going to stay home with the kids and watch Netflix." Oh, look at this! You got Netflix on the screen. What's going on?
Variety. Hollywood is at risk of becoming Detroit, advocates warn, unless U.S. responds to the 81 countries embracing filmmaking as an economic tool. I watched the demise of steel and rubber and automobile manufacturing as I grew up, says the IATSA Vice President Mike Miller, who is raised in Cleveland. This is identical in many ways. We have an undeclared trade war that our government is standing by and watching happen. Read the full cover mass exodus of LA productions. No, it is another country. It's basically you suck. George, translate this corporate gobbledygook.
Yeah, Hollywood fucked up. Everyone's taking advantage of the opportunity. It's that simple.
It's becoming decentralized.
Yeah.
You won't have the power to retain whatever you have.
You have no power.
Lives of TikTok. The white supremacist KKK who burned a cross in Chicago is found to be a leftist anti-Trump Asian dude. Another hoax every single time. I don't know if that's the dude, but it's whatever.
All I can think is Canada, Tatsuo,
Kira. Let's see. Matt Vance Wool. ICE just caught the commander of 2 foreign terrorist organizations living in a small town in North Carolina, and he was holding his own wife hostage. His name is Felipe Del Aguada, a commander of the PCC, and Commander Vermenho, the 2 largest criminal empires in Brazil, both designated foreign terrorist organization. When the federal agents moved in, he ran, leading them on a high-speed chase that ended when he crashed into a stopped traffic. They're literally terrorist commander hiding out in small towns in the South. Why isn't this the number one story in America right now. Because people weren't paying attention when known terrorists were just walking in by the southern border. You guys didn't care. Now you care? Holy smokes. But I'm glad that they captured the guy. And there's probably more agents happening around the area.
You mean sleeper cells?
Yes. Sleeper cells. Let's see. Eric Smith, Mohsen Madawi, a 34-year Columbia University student who spent 15 years as an undergrad, is on his way being deported back to his native Jordan. These forever students shows a massive loophole in our system. I am a student who's been here 15 years.
Well, for 15 years as a student, and he's got all these degrees.
No. He has no degrees. He can't be a degree. He can't be an undergrad if he has a degree.
Oh, so he would go through the course and fail it on purpose?
No, he would probably go to the course, change courses to another degree, and then start again, and then do it again and again and again. He would never finish it.
He couldn't get himself a job as a taxi driver?
No, his job was to be a student.
Oh, so he put himself in debt, right?
No.
What?
I told you his job was to be a student.
How do you get a job to be a student?
Because he was probably one of those activists, sell people in there to manipulate things, and they would pay him to pay his tuition, and he would continue going. You know, he just wouldn't complete.
Holy smokes!
He wouldn't complete it. It's a loophole. He would have a visa, which is a student, and then they would check: are you still a student? Yes, your visa's still good. That's all he had to do. He'd take a class, pass it, but never to the point where he would graduate.
Oh my God.
It's a loophole, George. A loophole. Let's see if there's anything else. Foreign national on F1 visa stays enrolled 15 or 25 years plus to live here indefinitely. Thousands of foreign students who entered 2000, 2010 still have active F1 status. As of 2025, this is ridiculous, must end. The Department of Homeland Security calls him exactly that, forever student, perpetually enrolled to remain in the U.S. No repeated vetting, weak oversight. Past administration let this drag on since the 1970s. Duration of status rule. The Trump admin is ending it. So this has been since the 1970s, George.
My gosh.
American students face heightened competition as university chase full tuition international, turning campuses into visa mills. This is why they want international students, because they get paid more, get visas, and they charge more, and they are willing to charge more.
That's insane.
Yeah, so here, see? Just look at it. How bad is it? Pay to stay scam, where school charge foreigners minuscule rates for fake enrollment, so they never attend class, but they keep the legal status. ICE busted Koreatown networks, enabling hundreds and other similar fraud rings are running the same scam nationwide. So they don't even have to take classes. They just have to be enrolled. The ICE flagged over 10,000 potential cases tied to suspect employers from audits of the top 20 OPT employers alone. The employer in Texas claimed to employ only 3 OPT students, but records show over 500 foreign students listing it as their workplace. So, one Georgia company claimed P.O. Box as his office and had an empty malware flag website and claimed thousands of students employed. New Jersey, another company claims 115 F1 OPT students, but it couldn't explain who they were or what they did for work. Fake jobs, real visas. So that's the loophole, George. Hey, become a student, get an F1 visa, and you stay here permanently while your status still student. You know, you just be crazy. By the way, Paul and Mark, Trump administration moves special education programs to the Human Health Services and shifts school civil rights enforcement to the Department of Justice. You know what this means?
No, actually I don't.
It means that these were originally under the Department of Education. Now the fact that they're removing programs and things to other departments is continued dismantling of the Department of Education. Slow demolition. DC Drano. Oh, look. Ilhan Omar was allegedly helping funnel millions of dollars to a 340B clinic run by her sister. Another example of Minnesota Somalian fraud complex that must be investigated. The 340B was supposed to help low-income patients afford medicine, but it became an $80 billion slush fund with no rules about where the money goes. Need transparency. Breitbart. Exposed Ilhan Omar's ties to sister Minneapolis Health Clinic, Somalian Health Company, and alleged brother husband. So basically, her sister is raking in $80 billion slush fund.
Holy smokes!
So I guess we get where the $30 million comes from.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven, where all the slushies are.
Exactly. The 11s and the 7s and the 7-Elevens. All right. And then X alert. Former correctional staff member has been arrested after allegedly allowing an inmate to use her cell phone during a one-on-one teaching in Nebraska. Heather Robinson, 38, the former general education development program teacher at Douglas County Department of Correction, is accused of allowing a 21-year-old inmate access to her cell phone. The inmate was part of the GED program, and Robinson allowed him to take photos, make video calls, and even send messages to the inmate's family on his behalf. Sheriff Aaron Hansen said, "This is how witness tampering occurs. This is how witness in homicides and other violent crimes are threatened or injured or even killed. This is how drugs are distributed or contraband is smuggled into facility. This is how people are scammed." Robinson faces 5 felony counts, including allowing a committed offender to escape or have unauthorized visitation or communication. They told you this in orientation, lady, that you're not supposed to do any of that. Stupid.
Stupid.
Stupido.
Stupido. It's stupid, but a little more quicker.
Yeah. Stupido. Gotta kick a little bunch. All right. And I think we're done for today. There you go. All right. And we had nobody in the chat. Thank you. Okay. George, what's your final thoughts?
Yep.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for more. Until then, bye.
I believe that together we can make America great again. I believe